to be doing a makeup tutorial on this really cool, fun and funky princess crown eye makeup look. This has been doing the rounds on Instagram for a couple of weeks now. Seen a few videos, seen a few pictures on Instagram, and I felt really inspired, in particular when I came across this picture here. And the makeup artist I have to give credit for, who has inspired me to do this makeup look, her name is W.K. Hindman. She's done an amazing take on this princess crown look. So I tried to kind of emulate what she done, but with my own different kind of colours and my own kind of technique. So make sure you check out her Instagram page so you can have a closer look. She's done various different versions of this one look. So here's mine up close. I had a lot of fun doing this. You know what? It's not as easy as it may look, because sometimes when you've got a funny hand like mine, the straight lines don't always go quite straight. But luckily, I think it came out really pretty, and I'm really, really happy with this. So as I said, you know, sometimes I like to do my normal everyday kind of makeup looks, which I do all the time. And now and then I want to change it up and do something for a little bit of fun, because you know what? We all think we're princesses. We are all princesses. So this is why I'm coming out with my little crown and stars on my t-shirt. It's from Uniqlo. And just going all out princess glam. 2017 style, of course. So like I said, this is all just for some fun. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you all soon. Bye. So using the shade Bay from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, I'm going all over the eyes with a Sigma E40 tapered blending brush. This is just to set the primer. All makeup stuff that I haven't shown on here will be listed in the info bar for ease. Next, I'm going to be using the shade Shy, and I'm going backwards and forwards in the crease with the Morphe M330 brush. This is just to build up a little bit of definition, and this is to make sure that the crown kind of has a background to sit against, so it's just not like a crown on its own. Does that even make sense? The next shade that's going to be going into the crease is called Flamingo. It's a bright matte pink shade, and I am using the Morphe M505 brush. This is again to build up a bit of definition to the eye socket area, as well as the fact that it kind of matches the slightly dusky mauve shade above. And this is again so that there's a nice background for the crown to sit on afterwards. So just blend backwards and forwards so that it appears that there is just one shade which is going from darker to light. Then I'm using the shade Moondust, and I'm applying it to the brow bone with a MAC 227 fluff brush. This is just to add a little bit of emphasis to the brow bone area for a soft highlight, and then just take that same Morphe brush just to blend out any harsh lines so that there's nothing kind of untoward. And now I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Lock-It concealer, and I am placing it all over the lid with a Sigma F70 concealer brush. I'm, as you can see, kind of doing a half circle, like a semicircle, over my eye with the concealer and just slowly patting it on. I'm not going above the crease, I'm setting way below the crease, because afterwards, to create the spikes for the crown, you need to have a bit of space to go up and into the crease. And now I'm going to be using the same concealer, and I'm using a MAC 226 angled liner brush to create the kind of the first three big spikes in the crown. I'm just drawing out the line at first before I start to build around it to create an upside down triangle, if you will, or depends which way you're looking from actually. And this is the way that you just start to tidy it up. So just kind of take your time with this, look carefully, look forward to make sure that you're getting the middle spike right in the middle of your pupil before you then move on to the smaller spikes. And I'm using the Sigma E35 eyeliner brush to create smaller spikes because the brush is a little bit smaller. So again, I'm going with the same thing that I did before, tidying up areas, making it more triangular where I kind of notice afterwards. But don't go overboard with the concealer, because concealer can crease on your eyes as well. So I just kept doing that until I was happy with the shape that had come out. And now I'm actually setting the concealer with the same shade that I used in the beginning called Bay. And I'm using a Makeup Addiction brush called the Liner. and I'm just setting it all so that there's no kind of shifting around of the concealer afterwards. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other eye. Now I'm using the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Eyeliner in the shade Midnight Cowboy to draw the actual crown. I've already done one eye so you can see what it's going to look like, because I didn't want to bore you by showing the same thing on both eyes, because it does take a little bit of time. As you can see, I've speeded it up. So I'm creating the outline of the spikes at first before I start to fill it in, as you saw me do it just there. And you can be a little bit sloppy with this, you don't have to worry, because it's the top of the spike that needs to be spiky and look sharper. So you can always go and fill it in and tidy it up afterwards, as I did. And now for the actual gems, I just got some sticky gems on sale from Accessorize, and what I'm doing is I am using the end of a bobby pin to place clear duo glue on the top spikes, and then I'm using a tweezer to just place them. In hindsight, I should have used bigger jewels, because I was having issues holding the gems with the tweezer, because it kept kind of flying and landing on the floor. So again, take your time when doing this, and I would advise using slightly bigger gems. I think it might have made the look a bit more dramatic, as if it's not dramatic enough, but that's just something I kind of thought about afterwards. Now for the eyeliner, I'm using the NYX matte liquid eyeliner. There's no wing today. This is just so that the crown has a base to it, and for something for the false eyelashes to hide behind. So just go right up to the edge of the crown. This is very easy and simple to do. It's always the wing that is hard, but there's no wing in this look. So just make sure that you do that on both eyes. Go over the glitter twice if you have to, because obviously glitter is quite thick and you want your liquid eyeliner to be very full on. And then just use your mascara of choice. I'm using one of the new Maybelline ones before I use the Huda Beauty Jade Faux Mink lashes, which are huge and fluffy, and I love Huda Beauty eyelashes, so generally I'm very complimentary of them. And then just place them slowly onto the eyes. This is just to kind of make the crown look, well, a little less crowny. Does that even make sense? It's an eye makeup look, really, isn't it? So yeah. Anyway, moving on to the concealer under the eyes, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium. This is to conceal the dark circles under my eyes, as well as highlight the high points of my face. What's wrong with my words today? And then I blended it all in, very attractively looking. I always make dodgy faces, have you noticed? Throughout all my tutorials, my mouth is always like hanging open or whatever. Anyway, I'm setting it now with the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush to set everything so that it looks nice and seamless, and so there's no creasing that takes place afterwards. Then I'm setting my face with my MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus foundation in the shade NC40 with a Sigma large powder brush. Oh my god, I need to take a breath for a second. Sometimes these tutorials I just like blah, 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 blah. Alright, now we're going to be moving on to the lower lash line, and I'm going to be using a Royal & Langnickel Pro Pencil blending brush, and I'm using the shade Bossy to go backwards and forwards to give some nice, well, definition to the eye. The eyes aren't finished unless you've done your lower lash line, unless that's your intention. And then I'm using the Rimmel Scandalized Kohl Kajal in the shade Black, as I always do. And I'm using Moon Dust to place on the tear duct area just to kind of finish off the look using a MAC pencil brush. And then for the lower lash mascara, I'm using my favorite mascara of the moment. It's the Maybelline Push Up Angel, which is very long and thin, and therefore it's very good to use on your lower lash line. And then I'm using the Alexis Ren Face Duo palette, the contour shade, to contour my face. It's the shade, what's it called? Well, the palette's called Topaz, and I'm using a Sigma angled brush to give my face some dimension, because it can look very flat after you have placed a one coloured foundation on your face. Then I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder and a Morphe contour brush to cut out and tidy up all the areas of my face where I have applied the bronzer to, and I don't want it to look too overdone, and just to neaten it all up and make my face look a lot sharper, as I have a very small but very round face, which I like to change the shape of. And then for blush, I'm using the shade Wisteria from the Blushed with Light palette by Becca, and I'm applying it to the backs of my cheekbones with a MAC blush brush. Then I'm using the highlighting shade and a Morphe M501 pointed blender brush to apply it to the tops of my cheekbones to highlight the high points of my face, to make myself look a little bit more regal, a little bit more princess-like. I really wanted to use a golden highlighter so that it would go nicely with obviously the crown. And then for the lips, I'm using the shade Honey Pie by Colourpop Cosmetics. It's one of their ultra matte liquid lipsticks. It's a matte liquid lipstick. Obviously it's a very raspberry kind of shade. I thought it went quite nicely with the eyeshadows which are on the eyes, as well as the gems. So just apply this to your lips to finish off the look. And that's it really. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all soon. Bye.